Let me ask you something. Have you ever received the ball back to the goal and instantly lost it? Not because your touch was bad, not because you were slow, but because the defender was already there. You get the pass, you take a touch, and then bam, someone hits you from behind or from the side. And after the play, you think to yourself, how did I even not see this coming? If that sounds familiar, stay with me, because today I'm gonna explain why scanning isn't working for attackers. And more importantly, what you are supposed to look for when you receive the ball. Not a generic advice, not just look over your shoulder, but step-by-step scanning framework that actually works in the final third. Here is the biggest mistake in attackers development. Everybody tells attackers to scan, and nobody tells attackers what to scan for or in what order. One coach says scan for the goal, another says scan for teammates, another says scan for defenders. So what you do, you try to scan everything, and in the final third, this is exactly where you freeze. You do not lack effort, you lack clarity. This is why I often hear attackers saying I receive the ball and instantly get tackled. Everything happens too fast near the box. I scan but still make the wrong move, and it's not their fault, because scanning without structure is useless, especially for attackers. When I was younger, I thought attacking is all about the talent and instinct. Dribble more, shoot more, try things. But every time I went up a level, I felt rushed under pressure. I would receive the ball between the lines and panic. So I would play it back or just lose it. Until one coach told me something that changed everything. He said, you need to know what you are going to do before you receive the ball. That sentence changed my game, because attackers do not get time, they get split seconds. And if you're not thinking before the ball arrives, you're already too late. Let's be clear, scanning for attackers is not the same thing as scanning for midfielders or defenders. Scanning is not one look, it's a constant habit. Eyes, head, like a radar. But for attackers, scanning is a threat awareness. You are not scanning to admire space, you are scanning to survive the pressure and create the danger. You are constantly updating the informations about the defenders, space to turn, good position and passing lanes. But here is the key part. You are not scanning everything at the same time. You are scanning with priority. If you don't know the priority, your brain freezes. I see it all the times. Attackers say, I freeze after my first touch. I panic with my back to the goal. I always play it back. Why? Because you received the ball without a plan. Your first touch depends on what you saw, when you saw it, and what you decided before the ball arrived. If you scan with no structure, your first touch will never be as good as the first touch of your favorite players. And being late in the final third means being tackled, blocked, or wasted chance. Maybe even a counter-attack that leads to a goal for opponents. Why scanning feels good in training, but in matches it feels heavy. This part is important. Most scanning drills for attackers are fake. They look clean, they look sharp, but they break down in matches. Why? Because there is no real pressure, no contact, no consequence, and no decision tied to danger. So attackers improve in training, not in games. This is why you hear the saying, I do good in training, but bad in matches. The issue is not confidence, the issue is structure. Let me explain something that will make sense immediately. You think scanning will give you clarity, but right now, scanning gives you confusion. Because in the final third, you're trying to read multiple defenders, tight space, teammates runs, the goal, at few seconds at most. And of course, that's when your brain gets the overload. So you do the safest thing, you lay it off, you hesitate, you recycle possession, or you just lose the ball. Not because you are scared, but because you didn't know what's the best option before the ball arrives. Watch players like Mbappe, Haaland, and Yamal. They are not faster, they decide earlier. They scan before the pass is played, and they already know where the pressure is coming from. So when they receive, the move is already chosen. Turn, drive, shoot. This is why it looks effortless. One touch, action, danger. People call it talent, but it's a structured scanning in action. Here is what nobody teaches attackers. Scanning has priority rules. You do not scan randomly. For attackers, the order is this. First, immediate defender. Who can touch me first? Second, escape, space. Where can I turn when the pressure comes? Third, goal reference. Can I shoot when I turn? Fourth, support option. Who is my layoff if nothing is on. When you scan like this, your brain is calm because you are not looking for everything, you are looking for the right thing at the right moment. Looking over your shoulder is useless for attackers. I hear this advice all the time. Look over your shoulder. This advice is incomplete because when and where you scan is what really matters. Looking once before receiving the ball means nothing. Scanning must be constant. Before the pass, during the pass, before first touch, after first touch, while taking the first touch, after second touch. This is how attackers survive. This is why I created Scanning Accelerator for attackers.